72. Is that a 72? Looks like it.
It is a nice looking car, isn't it?
It's got the chrome bumpers front and rear.
Yeah, that's a 72. It might be 70, 71, 72. I think it's 72. I had a 72.
The
Up there directing where to park.
okay.
Great.
Thanks.
Yep.
So are these some of the cars in already?
What's that?
Are these some of the race cars? Or
No, race cars aren't here yet.
Okay.
12:15.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Good to see you. Hey, Ken.
How's it going? Yeah, we'll just keep going.
That's what everybody keeps saying. I like it. Look at the flag. Tilt up and see the flag. He's got the flag. There you go.
Here's Andrew. Now he'll say, go see
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
You guys need help finding parking?
I guess. Where are we supposed to go?
Oh, you just go next to this like Ford right here, I guess.
Okay.
Mustang looks like one of the great race cars. It must have been from last year, maybe. It's got the stickers on it. Hey guys, Steve at Metal Mojo here. We're at one of the great race stopovers in Percival, Virginia. Our friends at Classic Motors and Machines invited us down for this. They're actually one of the sponsors of the great race this year. There's a ton of cars coming in. And the race cars haven't even showed up yet. So we'll be sure to film them when they do. I'm just going to do a little walkabout here and check out some of the spectators' cars. There's some pretty nice looking cars here. So I probably won't be talking too much during this video. I'm just gonna let the camera record the cars coming in. Hopefully you'll be able to hear the announcer. And it might be a little bit of a long video. Like I said, I'm just gonna let it record. Hopefully you'll be able to see your favorite team coming through if you're into the great race. If not, I apologize. But yeah, I'll just let it roll.
Bring them up here. We got plenty of parking. Thank you. Family of companies this year on the 2024 edition of the Great Race. This cool car rally has been going on the last 2 weeks of June since 1983. A really unique event. We believe that classic cars are meant to be enjoyed out on the open road. And we're going to show you exactly what that looks like today. And then they came in here. We're going to roll on through here. I'm going to introduce them as they come in. This is a hometown team right here. All this for Brownsville, Virginia is navigating 1970 Dodge Challenger right there. Plum Crazy. I think they're crazy on figuring out how to name that car. I'm not sure where they got that. But that's Plum Crazy right there. It's a pretty special car here. You might have seen this one running around town. Ellen and Steve Austin from right here in Percival, Virginia, 1970 Chevelle Super Sport. It's an LS6 454. Great friends of mine. I think this is their third great race in this beautiful Chevelle that Ken Walsh put together for them. This car, I've never seen them even come close to turning a wrench on this car. Well prepared car. Welcome home. You can swap your laundry out. Rare. Kenneth Arters from Lionville, Pennsylvania. He's driving. Jen Arters from Lionville, Pennsylvania is navigating a 65 Sunbeam Alpine. This is their first time in the great race. They're rookies coming in here. Jen had a birthday yesterday, and I believe today is Ken's birthday. So it's a party in car right there. Team 137. Get the information on
All right,
this
John,
car real
turn.
quick.
Look there, John. Be
Mayor
quick.
Lines here. He's come out to have a good time. He heard there were shrimp cocktails. Is that what got you down here? Tell you that. Sweet little 1966 Impala Super Sport convertible here. Just enough room in the back to put your suitcase in for a 9-day adventure, which the great race is. About 2,300, 2,400 miles worth of rallying. Ken Walsh, ladies and gentlemen, my friend, put on a pretty good show for us here. We'll try not to tear up the grass before we get out of here. Bring it on in here. How about this? A 1938 Chevrolet Coupe. This thing, you'll notice it sits a little different than it originally did. Beautiful car, set up to run the Peking to Paris rally next year. They're breaking the car in fresh off the restoration for a great race this year. Paul McGinn, 38 Chevrolet, set up high and mighty.
I'll say it could run some hills around here.
He could just take the straightway home. 1964 Chevy Impala Super Sport here. Brian Blood, Steve Keller from McLean, Virginia. Hey guys. These are expert division competitors. 10 great races for this team here. Roll it on in there, boys. Keep them on coming.
Team 49 in a 72 farm truck. This is a Chevy C20. Check out the rear end on that. That's a factory option dually on a 72 Chevy. Tony Stratford from Ashburn, Virginia is driving. Rick Conrath from Lovettville, Virginia is navigating. Rookies, first time coming home in the great race. Back home to Virginia, rookies Ford Spin.
At a spring rally event for Great Race in Michigan a few months ago. It's a little career 4-day weekend event, kind of a warm-up run. Truck did good there. Looks like it's doing pretty good here. Come on in and show it off. I'll give you MSRP, original sticker price for this truck when the race is over. What do you think that was in 72? $2,800? Yeah.
I think it's a deal, honestly. People don't pay sticker price anymore, so I think that's a good offer. Magic Dave driving this car right here. Not our normal Josh Hall, who normally is driving. We're a Virginia team. Trevor Small right here with the Navigator. And this is a 32 Ford Speedster. We had a little bit of problem. That may be why Dave's tested it out today. See how it runs. But this is an awesome car, awesome sounding car. I'm going to come back here to show you what my alarm clock sounds like. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, if your iPhone doesn't get you up in the morning and you hear flatheads on Great Race, it's time to go. It's time to go if you hear them rumbling in the parking lot. Really cool car, flying our nation's great colors. Very competitive team here. Come on in and show it off, guys.
Sean Lednick from Jacksonville, Florida is driving. Harvey, good old dad over there in the passenger seat, from Gloucester, Virginia, in a 63 Mercury Comet Sportsman Division. They've got a sister coming along here in a little bit, we hope.
Yep, they're coming. It's Gloucester. Is it Gloucester? Gloucester.
Wow.
It is a Comet Crazy family here, the Slednick bunch. I love this little 63. You picked this up last year, right? This is the latest addition to their great, legitimately an active paddock cars rolling through here. So Great Race royalty here, former grand champions in 2017, Jody Knowles, Beth Gentry, 1932 Ford Cabriolet, car number 66. Beth's dad originally campaigned this car with her. They retired the number after he passed away.
So they left the hotel this morning. They get the map 30 minutes before they leave. It is only today's instructions, and it's turn by turn. It has the speed and the time on there. It does not have distance. Their odometers on the cars are covered. They get their map. They have time to make little notes on there. If they see that there may be a big speed change or anything like that, they'll go ahead and mark those so they don't miss them. A lot of times the map creator will put comes quickly on there. That is a big deal. You don't want to miss those comes quickly because you'll end up getting lost and you may end up 40 miles off course before you realize. So they get their maps, they check them off, they leave the hotel, they go and do a measured miles, about 50 miles on the right lane of the interstate or whatever the road is that they can get out. They can hold 50 miles an hour for that whole time. The map creator has landmarks that are marked on the map with the exact 1/10 of a second time at 50 miles an hour that they should get there. If they get there on time, then they're fine. If they're there 3-4 seconds off, then they know they need to adjust either their air pressure or their speedometer for the day.
1962 Chevy 2 Nova, Miss Erin Liberty from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Her driver from her navigator from Smyrna, Georgia, Ron Rowland. One of the Stalls Automotive Collection entries into the race. 4 cars this year for the Stalls family. Corporate sponsors of the Great Race: Samuel Smith Old Brewery. Good friends of mine, Rich Hamilton, Kyle Skinner. They did the Great Race one time and couldn't stand it. Not only did they come back, they decided to get in on sponsorship. Killer 69 Olds Cutlass S convertible. Really cool color on this car. I've been trying to name this color all week, but I can't come up with any that I should say on the microphone. I'm working on it, guys. Rich and Kyle, really cool. They import beers from Belgium, Germany, United Kingdom, all over.
That's where the starting point is. They race back roads of America for 2, 3, 4 hours, and then they get off route to be able to come in here. So they get a chance to stop, go to the bathroom real quick, put it into town, and then they make it to their lunch stop.
1946 Ford Business Coupe, very special car. The driver of this car, Craig Floyd from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This was his dad's hot rod back in the day. His navigator, Sam Barnett from Birmingham, Alabama. They are excellent, wonderful car guys, but here's
Team 36 coming up here. They took a little pit stop down there for a second. I think they had to talk to part of their crew, or they got family here. But this is Robert Ty and Thomas Ty. You Chicotee, is that right? You Virginians from here, Chicotee, Virginia. I think how they've told me every time they come in, and every time it's spelled different on this page, I think. Chicotee, Virginia. Robert's driving. Thomas Ty from Virginia Beach, Virginia is navigating a 73 Pontiac Catalina. Rookies, first time through. You picked up some luggage back there. It's moving on you. Hello, boys. Support crew, that's the best support crew ever. You start to feeling bad after the morning. They have to stop at that stop sign right there to get credit for the morning part. The worst thing you can have happen to you, or almost in racing world, is to get a DNF, a did not finish. If they don't make it to that sign for lunch, they did not get credit for the morning. So they've got to get to that sign. The goal is to get there and to use it on the line. Got the Martins right here.
Dan and Pat Martin from New Braunfels, Texas. Mr. Dan used to restore Corvettes. I say used to. He's retired a year or two back. Shut down his business. They're out here doing the Great Race for the 6th time. in a 1928 Ford Model A sedan delivery. They did a couple of races in a mid-year Corvette in 65, I think. And they did a couple of races in a 1948 Oldsmobile. They got the old car fever, and here they are in a beautiful delivery panel van here from 1928, little Model A. Dan and Pat Martin, come on in and show it off. Put your hands together. Miss Pat celebrating 15 years cancer-free. Cancer-free out here navigating that. Qualified NCRS judge of Corvettes. He's an expert in Corvettes. But the old car fever got him, Scott, right here, right now. 1934, a Ford produce truck. Dan and Brad Epple out of Jefferson City, Missouri. H&H prepared flathead in that old truck. Really unique York Hooper body on that. Only a handful of these, one of 3 known to exist today. And if you're a history buff, or as I would probably really say, history nerd, you might know that York went on to make caskets. They were more popular for the, what do you say, your final resting place than the produce trucks.
Dan, the whole afternoon's messed up, so they've got to get out of here. So the one thing that they want is to get out of that car, but the thing they want more importantly than that is to get back out on the road and rally to our night stop. So this is team 124. We had Harvey up there, father and son team earlier. This is daughter right here in the passenger seat, Bridget Tice, and her buddy Cliff Lee right here from Jacksonville, Florida is driving. Bridget's from St. Augustine, Florida, in a 65 Mercury Comet. Head on up there and get your stop in. So they're in the sportsman division.
And I love that her sisters come back this year, put somebody else in the car. They still have all the markings and stickers from their past several races.
Team 78, some of our main boys. Ed Chapman from Auburn, Maine is driving. Guy McDore, Bath, Maine's navigating with this big old lobster hanging out for the ride. 1948 Ford 4-door sedan in the expert division. They have competed in 10 great races so far. Head on up there.
So I don't think we had a quick start here. Thank you all for coming out here. Thanks to Ken Walsh for hosting us here. Oh boy knows how to put a car show together, that's for sure.
A sweet little 29 Ford Model A Speedster rolling in here. These boys know how to do it. This is their 14th great race. Bill Jostler from White River Junction, Vermont is driving. Peter Hersey from Hingham, Massachusetts is navigating. The 1929 Ford. Borrowed time in the expert division. Y'all still got your jackets on? We left out this morning, had a little chill to the air. It's kind of nice. Well, welcome to Ken's Place. You can roll on up there to the stop sign. Glad to see y'all. You'll enjoy this lunch.
That is, you will see several Model A's and 32 Fords with speedster bodies, and that is one of the nicest speedster bodies I think I've ever seen. I've seen a bunch of rally cars. That's kind of the way they would get like a Model A to be lighter and less fussy. It just needs 2 places to sit, and that's about it.
This is also the real deal. 34 Ford Indy Racer right here. This is father-daughter Neil Catfish Myerscough from Wiki Waukee, Florida is driving. Shanna Banana right there navigating from Greenville, South Carolina. They're in the expert division. They 7th straight race. They're getting some amazing scores. They've got a lot of stickers, which we haven't talked about yet. They're the ace stickers. I'll explain that. There's round stickers on this truck door. Ace stickers.
1952 Dodge M37 military truck, father and son out of Marcy, New York. Dominic Celia, Samuel Celia. Pretty cool truck restored by Tucci Hot Rods. And I don't care to say, every year not only do they have this wonderful memories on the great race, but they raise money for a Wounded Veterans Association. This year, Purple Heart 409, I can't thank them enough. Beautiful truck, awesome family experience they're having.
Now check this out. We've had some race cars. We've had a monster military truck. Here comes a 72 Citroen 2CV, 2 chevaux, meaning 2 horses. Pretty sure one would probably be about two small horses maybe. Wise from Santa Mauritius, New York's driving. James Gibson from Granville, Ohio's navigating. And they're in the rookie division. First time, they call this thing the water drinker. Y'all roll on up there. And I made the comment before, if they, on this little hill right here, if they hit the brakes too soon and back up, this thing may just roll right over and go right back at it again. It has that pretty little line to it. Sweet little race car, not the most powerful car we're going to have come through here.
Yeah, and they never have to worry about going to the cruise in and parking next to another 2CV. Really unique car. Citroen was pretty innovative. They had these overly complex suspensions that probably were different pretty much every model series. Great example of a unique European car to come do great racing. They probably get stuck at every single gas station they go to explaining what in the world that car is.
This purple 28 Ford Model A Highboy is driven by Dr. Tom Littrell from Galax, Virginia. Nathaniel, no, we've got Nathaniel. We got Nathaniel. I saw Nathaniel in the elevator this morning. We were actually talking about that. Nathaniel Donnelly, Malcolm Wilson, Virginia's navigating in an X-Cup team. Meg Donnelly's their other navigator. And head on up here, Tom. This is Tom's 15th great race. All of his great races have been in the X-Cup division except for one. And we'll explain that division here in a minute as soon as we get this monster truck out of the way.
In a mind-boggling 633 cubic centimeters of Fiat Jolly 600. I feel like if I had a private island, I would not mind at all cruising around in this car.
Going out to go find a coconut, little steel drum, heading around it.
Cool beverages in the wicker seats. Go see this car. You can, ladies and gentlemen, go see the cars when they're parked. They'll only be here an hour or less. Fiat Jolly, absolutely brilliant car. Come on in here and show it off.
Get on up that body on this car. I was going to say, I was going to worry about this hill, but I know some of the ones you just came up, so this is nothing. Yeah.
No clutch dump. Easy now, easy. Does everybody stand back? That thing's it's a monster.
So those little round ace stickers. So it's a timed race. There are anywhere from 5 to 9 random checkpoints along the route. If they get to that checkpoint, follow the map, and do their mileage exactly right, they get there on the second, they get an ace sticker. Some of these cars have a bunch of ace stickers on there.
From Canyon Lake, Texas, the driver of this little 1968 Camaro Super Sport, Ken Kiley. Mike Roberts from over in San Antonio, his trusty navigator. Little small block 4-speed Super Sport Camaro. Come on in here, their 4th grade race. Father and son team from them.
What's up, man?
Good, how are you doing? Good. Very good.
61, in a 1961 ragtop Beetle, Bob Merrick from El Segundo, California's driving. Jim Cottle from Peking, Illinois is navigating. They're in the expert division. 2 old bookers for their 9th straight race. Rolling in here in this pretty little ragtop. Top back for y'all. Looking at the sun. Getting some shade. Head on up there. Get your checkpoint net.
I think they were going for buggers. Not boogers.
Bug boogers.
1964 and a half Mustang here. Jack Bruin from Birmingham, Alabama, the driver. His lovely fiancée, Mallory Henderson from Mobile, Alabama, his navigator. Rumor has it they might be moving to Texas not long after they get married in October. Ooh, pending the results of this race. Come on in here, Jack and Mallory, show it off. Really cool car. Mallory came up rallying in this car with her dad.
Jack was a little stressed this morning at the hotel looking for some jumper cables. They must have found some. Team 71, Bruce Lefevre from Windsor, Connecticut's driving. Guy Matran from South Windsor, Connecticut's navigating the 48 Ford Super Deluxe Coupe Sportsman Division, 3rd grade race. Guy actually, when he's not driving or navigating for Bruce, is racing Porsches. Very similar to what you're doing now, I'm guessing. Bruce is an Air Force veteran too, by the way.
Hey, thank
Love
you,
our
servicemen and
veterans.
women. Thank them. From San Francisco, California, please welcome Jim Pohl and Joyce Mordenti in their 1953 Hudson Hornet. They have the pleasure over the next few days of going past Joyce's dad Walt's old stomping grounds where he raced. He actually restored this car here. Come on in and show it off. Beautiful Hudson Hornet from 1953. Jim and Joyce certified car crazy folks, do car events all over the world. They almost never miss a great race.
All right, this is a 1916 Hudson Pikes Peak hill climber. Howard Sharp from Fairport, New York. Doug Sharp from Fairport, New York's navigating. Father-son team from Stahl's Automotive Collection. Father and son grand champions. We were talking about these ace stickers. Check these out. If you want to know a team that can get some aces, this is it. They've got stickers all over this car. They are no strangers to this race. 4-time grand champions. And 2011, 15, 19, and 23. Last year's grand champion right here. Awesome.
Behind the mighty 1916 Hudson, you'll see a 1966 Ford Mustang convertible. My friends Shiggy and Ayako Yasui, father and daughter from Koka City, Japan, came all the way over here to do the great race this year. Fine old American pony car. Shiggy and Ayako have made this trip. Now this is their 7th time coming to the States and doing the great race. We can't thank you enough. I hope you're having a wonderful time this year. I ordered the weather just for you all last night. The temperature was absolutely perfect over in Frostburg. Somebody left the heater on here in Percival, but it's okay. We're going to get it done. Come on in here.
Team 110, a 1969 Chevy Camaro Super Sport. Pretty Blue, Tom Kiley from Austin, Texas is driving. Aaron Roberts from San Antonio, Texas is navigating. Sword State, the name of their team, and they won the rookie class. They came in, figured they'd show everyone. They just walk in, they knew how to do this race. In 2023, last year, they came in and they won the rookie class. There was about 30-some rookies. They won it all last year in the rookie class. So y'all know how to do it. Also, Blue, you got it all tied down for me today. Listen to that thing.
Oh yeah, got the proper baffle exhaust on that car. If you wonder what's hitting a little bit of a lift on top of the 396. Olivia and Jenna Gentry from Newnan, Georgia. These sisters are grand champions from a few years ago. And they won it all. Team Sweet Victory Apparel, grand champions. Trying to get it done again here. Their daughters of Beth Gentry, who came through just a little bit ago. Their program is souvenir sellers when they were young ladies. Now all they do is come out here and stack aces up. They did it in a dark convertible for a couple of years. Now they've had this little 5-window coupe going for a couple of years. Olivia and Jenna, welcome to Percival, Virginia. I left out of their stuff that they won their first race at 16 and 14 years old. They won their division,
Driver's license, and win a grand champion. All right, Team 38, Gary Martin from Simpsonville, Kentucky. His beautiful wife, Jean Ann Martin, right here in a 32 Ford 5-window coupe. Martin's room is a filmmaker, expert blazer, and one of our sponsors, basic home work. Coker Tire right there in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Jean Ann is the winner of the On the Cray Spirit of the Deck Award in 2016. And they finished top 5 in 3 different cars. A 38 Ford, 64 Nova, and now this pretty little 32 Ford. And they're pretty good folks too. Come on in here. Gary's a retired state trooper out of Kentucky.
Yes. Don't ever pass up a chance to shake the hand or hug along with our first responders or our heroes on the line every day. This is an unrestored Ford F-150 It is original paint, ladies and gentlemen. You will never see one this original.
If you don't think that we race these cars, look at the dirt on the side of this truck.
It's definitely not a clown car. FX4 Off-Road Edition, the big fat step bumper on the back. Oh, back to the show. 1962 Dodge Dart station wagon, beautifully restored. My friends out of Middletown, New York, Dan and Katie Rogosich's have a company, is 32 years old. Rogo Fasteners, they are corporate sponsors of the Great Race and also competitors on the Great Race.
They told us they bring their dogs to work every day. That's a pretty cool job.
That's how I knew they were good friends of mine, by the way, when I heard that.
Y'all
these cars have the map on the back. I think it's cool when they do that, so it makes it a little bit easier conversation piece at the gas station. Come on in here, boys. We'll talk about it.
Represent the North American Racing Team.
Behind the NART boys are the sweetest 41 Ford truck you've ever seen. A 1963 Corvette convertible, a little roadster. Rick Horn, all the way from Port Orange, Florida, is your driver. He got just about the best navigator and great race mechanic you can find. Rob Romer from Dudley, Massachusetts. Little 4-speed car, corporately sponsored from a Coker Group company, Corvette Central here. Corvette Central chose wisely because this old boy here is not going to bring a car that needs to be worked on. So they came out good on their part sponsorship, I bet. Come on in here and show it off.
We were thinking by watching Rob's Facebook page, they had about 6 cars that Rob represents in this race, but you all were telling me yesterday it's 10 cars that Rob has something to do with in this race.
This is not a lie. After a full day of rallying yesterday, he was in the parking lot working on a competitor's Mustang, not a mile from the finish. Hell of a mechanic, awesome guy, wonderful participants in the great race. And don't get all split window crazy. The Roadsters are cool too, right? In 63, it's the Coupes that get all the love, but the Roadsters are cool too.
Kent Overmeyer from Ottawa, Tennessee's driving. Kent Morley from Port Orchard, Washington's navigating. They're in the sportsman division. These boys right here were roommates back in military school, and with Brian Blood, who already came through. And they decided they were all going to get back together again for like a class reunion, and they started racing, and here they are. They're still racing.
1958, behind the beautiful E-Type, a 1958 Alfa Romeo Giulietta Veloce Sprint. About 2,500 Veloces were produced in 1958. Very rare car, 1,300cc, twin cam, dual carb, awesome. I found out, it took me a minute to get my email, by the way, I apologize. 2 engine swaps 10 days before the race. They threw a new motor in the car, and I'm not sure if they had contact with the head of the piston, but they beat the car up and died in 2 days. They had to reseal and put in the original motor. Hasn't missed a lick since, best I can tell. Jamie Nottie from Scarborough, Maine, your driver. Kevin Gross, also from Scarborough, his navigator. Really cool 1958 Alfa Romeo. Probably, we can't verify it yet, the first Alfa Romeo ever to compete in great race, and it'll be the first one to finish, I promise you that. Come on, guys.
Team 50, 1965 Oldsmobile 442 convertible. Paul Joubert and Beverly Hand from Boston, Massachusetts. Paul's driving, Beverly's navigating in the sportsman division, their 3rd year in the great race. And they want us to point out, you know, I don't know if this matters to anyone here or not, but they wanted to point out that they're actually from the home of the championship Boston Celtics. So I don't know if you're in the NBA, but
No tomatoes, we're good. All right, yeah.
Good, Brad.
1964, take a good look. Studebaker Daytona Coupe pulling in here. They trailered this car to the start, Owensboro, Kentucky. Steve and Janet Hedke from Santa Clarita, California. Daughter Allie in the back. They are absolutely awesome, great racers. The Hedkes have competed since the 2000s, maybe since 2000 even. They've been around a long time. They invest heavily in the rookie teams, having
Team 7 in a 66 Ford Mustang Coupe. Aaron and Brad Kaplan from Corona Del Mar, California. Aaron's driving, Brad is navigating. Check this out, gentlemen. He is telling her how to drive every day. Now, we don't think it happens after the race. We're pretty... Team 10, Tom Gray from Louisville, Kentucky is driving. Vince Mattingly from Louisville, Kentucky is navigating. A beautiful 51 Packard Ultramatic. They're in the sportsman division. Sponsored by the brand new, as of yesterday, the first release of the new Coker Classic Star Series. Jason.
Absolutely, the Star Series, best in class, wide radio, also some narrow lights. They just came out yesterday, but we're down there in the early production set to put on this car to see if they can tear them up. They're giving them a hard time. Hopefully it turns out good at the end. 1955 Chevrolet 210 here. Mr. Harvey Lippman from Manchester, Maine, your driver. His granddad bought this car on the Linway back in 1955. In 1971, Harvey took this car to college. He believed that been in the family the whole time. Somehow it survived him and college. Here it is today. He's conned Libby Buxton from Augusta, Maine into being his navigator.
And
This
Jason-
is a family car since new. Out here stacking up memories, doing exactly. It'd be so easy to leave this car in the garage and tell that college story. But no, they're not doing that. They're out here, gonna put nearly 3,000 miles of back roads of America on here. I can't thank you enough. I hope you gentlemen are having a good time in your first ever great race.
Jason, we've got an original one-of-a-kind, first ever issue Bowdoin College. Bowdoin College student parking pass in the window of that car. So it is legit. College car. Mother-daughter team in a 65 Ford Mustang Coupe. Anna Holder from San Diego, California is driving. Della Smith from Los Angeles, California. Incoming sophomore at USC up there. Driving like a mother in the fourth grade race. Team 18, the infamous Brad Phillips from Salisbury, Maryland is driving. Dan Stahl, we're not sure how he keeps coming back, but Dan Stahl keeps coming back from Grosse Pointe Farms, Michigan, in a beautiful 1960 Hudson Super 6 Series H. Brad told us early on that they're in the expert division, but they are this year a new category of future grand champion division. We're going to see what happens with that. They did have some, I think they had a corn stalk on the side of the car yesterday. They're always finding out new ways to beat the clock. But how are the hills of Virginia this morning, Brad?
Well, I was born in the great state of Virginia, right? So, very glad to be back here in Virginia. And we saw an awful lot of it. Mostly off the course that is put in our books. And certainly not on the time that was put in the book. So, we're very hungry. We're glad to be here. This is the best thing that's going to happen for us today. We have lunch here at this farm.
Absolutely stunning vehicle. There's 1916 Hudson, originally campaigned in the Great Race years ago by Dick Burdick. There was a gentleman back in the day that built 3 16 Hudsons. They're an excellent race car. You hear that big 6 hitting the lick there. A wonderful speedster body on that car. I don't know how those two jokers are trusted to drive that thing through every cornfield in America every single year.
Every once in a while they get lucky. They get some ace stickers on there to get up close and look at. Feel free to walk on over and go check them out. They're only going to be here for a little bit. They're rolling out. As they're coming out, we've got more coming in. So this is Team 133, a 67 Corvette Coupe, driven by Randall Hendricks from Ormond Beach, Florida. Navigator is Todd Hendricks from Ormond Beach, Florida. So both the boys, as they're named, they're a father-son team. And this is also, they're in the fourth grade race, but they have picked up a family of Coker tire sponsor also, Jason.
Yes, absolutely. Sponsored by the Coker Group Company Zip Corvette. Corvettes are all we do. Our family of companies get to pick a car to put their sticker on, and they picked a gem in that little 350 horse 67 Corvette Coupe.
Team 82 in a 39 Ford pickup truck. Father-daughter Jeff Hermanson from Culver, Indiana is driving. The lovely Kylie Hermanson from Fort Wayne, Indiana is navigating in the expert division. 7th grade race together. Y'all can head on up to the stop sign. Glad to see them here. They're racing for a friend back home who's fighting for cancer, not doing so hot. They're asking everyone to please get a prayer out for Greg. And their team name this year is Fight Like a Boilermaker in honor of Greg. No strangers to the race right here.
Curtis Graff from Irving, Texas, your driver. His navigator, Robert Dingus from Gillen, Alabama, started great racing back in 1995, the toughest great race ever. A race which Curtis won, actually, Ottawa, Canada to Mexico City. Veteran racers in a 32 Ford.
Team 70, a beautiful carrot-colored 1970 Camaro Z28, the lovely Ava Silby, daughter of Tracy. Ava is navigating. They're all out of Palm Beach, Florida. And Tracy mom, Silby over here, is driving. And this is mother-daughter team. It's Tracy's car. And Ava is doing an amazing job of telling mom how to drive this car. Y'all can head on up there. We've been teasing Ava all week long.
Oh my gosh, have we been teasing her. She's so nervous we're going to make up a story about that car and her. 1955 Studebaker president, Miss Anna Grant Reichman, Uli Kamholtz, Kirkland, Washington. 11 great races and 11 times she has driven this car from Washington State to the start of the great race. So this year, like any other year, she drove from Washington State to Owensboro, Kentucky. Will finish in Maine and drive from the great state of Maine all the way back to the state of Washington in this 55 Studebaker president.
To be looked at. This is a car to be driven. And that's exactly what she does. Yuli flies and she drives that car across the country. Oh, I've got the Team 72, a 54 Packard Caribbean convertible. Michael Fjord from
Looking at you, they're very serious. And like Germans, I'm not sure sometimes if they have a sense of humor. I know she does somewhere, but super big boss. So we gotta do a. I mean, we got to get out the pom-poms. It's got to be a really good show tonight.
I don't know that the pom-poms is what he's wanting to see, though.
Well, you could have something there, but it may be the time to try.
If I tried to lift my leg, I'd cramp up. This is Team 117 in a 53 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Bruce Folk from Ivyland, Pennsylvania is driving. Joe Van Leer from Quakertown, Pennsylvania is navigating. They're in the rookie division. They met in first grade, and check this car out, by the way. If you're familiar with old car organizations, you are no stranger to the AACA, Antique Automobile Club of America. This is an AACA Grand Champion car, racing for the first time in a great race.
That's pretty cool.
It may be the heart glasses that are in there. I don't know where that came from, but
1953. Man, look, little baby Finns. The Finns were just being born in 1953.
Team 33, Sean Rose from Ellicottville, New York is driving. Rick McIntosh from Lockport, New York is navigating a 1934 Model A Speedster. Max Auto Parts, this is Rick has been doing this for a long time. Sean decided he was going to pick up and start driving this year. The problem with that is Sean now has to race as an expert because that's what Rick has done. His first great race, and he's having to compete in the expert class in that sweet little 34. He's learning it on the road. He's coincidentally been to like 25 Indianapolis 500 races too, by the way.
1968 Kaiser Jeep Wagoneer, the most beautiful example you'll ever see. Probably one of about 300 of these vehicles known to exist still today. Actually, a wonderful Nick Dan and Keel McNaughton from Canada joined once again on the great race. Dan hails from Aurelia, Ontario. Keel is in Alberta. 1968 Kaiser Jeep Wagoneer, affectionately known as Vicky Lynn. Come on in here and show it off, boys.
Team 60 in a 34 Model A Roadster. This vehicle actually started as a pickup truck. They chopped it down, took everything they could off of it to lighten it up. Christian Reichart from Santa Monica, California is driving. Bill Novus from Adel, Iowa is navigating. And this is they were rookies last year. They came back this year. We decided that depending on what they have for lunch today, this car weighs in at about 1,980 pounds, something like that, give or take. Very light car, got the trunk on the back.
The original recipe for a hot rod was a little lightweight Model A with the fenders thrown in the garbage. Car number 41. I showed you the 53 model had little baby fins just being born. This was on the other side of the fin revolution. 1962 Cadillac Series 62 convertible. Brad Baldwin from North Falmouth, Massachusetts, your navigator. Bruce Eldridge from Kingston, New Hampshire, your driver. Come on in here and show it off, boys. They're rookie division competitors. 1962 car, 62 years old. They've known each other since they were 12, and they are friends for just right now. That's what they said. I don't know. We'll see after the race.
Team 167. This is an X-Cup team. We haven't had an opportunity to talk about the divisions yet, but just know X-Cup is student class. So middle school, high school, college, You can put a car in the race for free. There's sponsors that pay for students to drive and navigate in the cars. If you're under the age of 19, you have to have a driver that's an adult. But most of these cars, this one right here is out of Connecticut State University, or Central Connecticut State University. And we've got Zachary and Daniel, Ryan, and Falcon in this car, and a 61 Dodge Lancer. All students out of college. They work on these cars all year long and then put them in the race. It's a sweet little Lancer. The lines on that car are awesome.
I have a special opportunity. If anybody that's sitting here listening to us would like a program,
Let me get down here to visit with us. So Jason, we have an opportunity here.
Yeah. We were coming up to talk to the guy with the M37, but he's got to get going on the road.
Good luck.
Wonderful married couple again, Christine and Peter LaMountain from Oxford, Massachusetts. Sweet little 1932 Ford. Christine might be about to beautiful Jeep. These fellas decided they were going to come out. They want to do the great race thing. What car can we drive in the great race that would be the most challenging, beneficial to us? And they picked a World War II Jeep to drive in the great race. How's it be going downhill? They were really struggling to stay on course that day, but same today. Hills are maybe not the streets good friends. This little bad boy right here doesn't have a problem with a hill. This is Team 128 in a 31 Rio Royale 35. Charles Harris from Newcastle, Maine's driving. Phil Reinhardt, Lieutenant Harbor, Maine's navigating. Sportsman division, third great race for this car and this team. We were talking, they were teaching us a little history about this car. This is an Indianapolis 500 car in 1931. It qualified at 108.8 miles, 0.7 miles an hour back then. And that was the qualifying speed. Straightaways, it got higher than that. Can you imagine sitting up top of this car going over 100 miles an hour in an Indianapolis 500? Well, that's what was happening in this car. Y'all can bring that on in here. Beautiful car. Big old engine in that.
oh my word, it's big old straight 840 horsepower. Tribute to a 1931 Indy car, big Rio Royale. They don't have any trouble getting up and going. They have a little bit of extra work to do to stop. That's something they had not yet figured out in 1931, was how to woe the thing down. 1971 Olds 442 sneaking in here. James Reagan, Robert Pastore from Norwood, Massachusetts, James from Chelmsford, rookie division competitors. This is Team Pagawi. Come on in here and show it off. That early 70s funk starts kicking in every time I see that gold come around the corner. Cool, got the map on the back of the car. I love when the guys do that. You wouldn't believe, I'd love to have a cumulative amount of time that the 560 people.
Everything there ready for us when we get there. So thank the green shirt for being shown.
Welcome, father and son team. To LeBlanc, Paul, his son Sean. Sean lives in Oakland, Florida. Put your hands together for this 65 Pontiac GTO convertible. Justin DePasquale from Fort Myers, Florida. Bill Meyer from Bar Harbor, Maine. Back in the day, took him 8 years to restore a GTO. He had to sell it to buy a wedding ring. 17 years later, he gets another car restored. And here he is, great racing, folks.
Team 155, Terry Riggs from Fletcher, Vermont's driving. Steve Cook, Essex Junction, Vermont is navigating a 59 Volvo PB544 Sportsman Division. Keep on Motorsports, 8th great race for the boys right there from Vermont. Team 168, this is the 53 Pontiac X-Cup team out of Jenny and I's hometown right here that we were talking about. Jeremy Bird, Matt Norman, Amy Holland, Carson Bird, all represented right here in a 53 Pontiac X-Cup team.
1931 Ford Model A. This is a nice car here, a little roadster. Jim McCormick, Mitch Vinke from Stratton, Colorado. Beautiful 31 Ford Model A Roadster. These old boys not too bad themselves in their third great race together. Well, first of all, I spent all morning cooking you some lunch, so get up there and eat it if you don't mind. Come on in. Team 108, Gail Bortolini and her husband Jack from Southborough, Massachusetts. Gail's driving her own car right here, and Jack is telling her how to do it for 1 week out of the year. A 71 Pontiac GTO convertible in the sportsman division. Their third great race. The boys at the house, you can drive on up there, Gail. The boys at the house all had fun cars. She had an opportunity and decided she wanted one too. And fourth great race. They take that for real too, by the way. If I suffered all week long like they do, I'd make sure we got that right. Team 67, Sam Badavi from Atlanta, Georgia's driving. Doug Harris from Tulsa, Oklahoma's navigating. A 72 Datsun 240Z in the rookie division. Their first time here in the race, and the cool story about this, not just the fact that they're here in the car and where they're from and all that, but they are actually filming a TV show this week. Sam and Doug's race is being captured for Sam's Garage TV show. There's going to be, 11, 13 episodes. Jason and I don't mess it all up before they get them done. Team 32, David Wells from Lakefield, Ontario. Peter McGuire from Toronto, Ontario's navigating a 66 Volvo. The Team Phoenix, they're friends, and purchased this car in 2017. It literally was a basket case. It was a case full of baskets of parts. They finished it in 2018 and competed in the Great Race in 2018. It survived, they survived, and they're back. They did it in 2022, and now they're back doing it this year. I asked him when we were talking about the basket case if he didn't have enough parts. He said, no, we have 2 or 3 of everything. So they were able to build it to spec. Wonderful rally car. Great men from Canada. Come on in here and show it off. Check it out. Yeah, any 50s Ford fans here, this is a cool car. 57 Ford Fairlane 500. Victor and Peggy Stanley from Sussex, Wisconsin, in their very first great race. Had the pleasure of meeting them in Michigan a few months ago. We have a little weekend spring rally. It's a tune-up event for the big show. Here they are doing the thing. Victor and Peggy, show it off. 1957 Ford Fairlane. Thank you. Fella said thanks, and thank you all for having us here. This is awesome. Pretty sweet 1952 Ponton 220S Mercedes. My friend Ollie Shake from Dallas, Texas. Adrian Borromay from Wander, Texas is navigator. Sweet little car that sat on the movie studio lot for how long? 22 years. They fetched it out, buffed the old girl up, looking fine, doing the thing. 4-speed on the column. As the young folks don't know what I'm talking about. 4 gears, and only the Germans will do that to you, making you work through 4 gears on a column shift. Pretty cool car. Team 14. These are brothers right here. We got sister represented too in a 35 Ford 5-window coupe. Fraser Metcalf from London, Ontario is driving. Philip over here in the passenger seats navigating from London. Sister Erin is also around. And they've competed in 17, 18, 19, 22, and this year. Cool story we found out yesterday that the siblings all came out and decided they were going to race Dad's car. And we're not sure yet that Dad knows that it's gone. So the kids are out racing Dad's car while he's at home. And we're glad they're out here and brought it out. We're not sure what's going to happen to you when you get home, but we're glad to see them alive right now. Get lost, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands. Nebraska's navigating. They're experts. Hardway Racing for team name. Go on up there to that stop sign. Get off that hill. I'm a huge fan of the GT, the hard top. Great race. Team 125, Dennis Group from El Paso, Illinois is driving. Brendan Howard from Fulton, Missouri is navigating in a 49 Cadillac Series 62. 1933 Ford pickup truck, father and son on a beach.
All right, well, we have to pack it up and get out of here. The cars aren't all in yet, but we have some other obligations we have to attend to, and we're going to miss the last few cars. I don't think there's a whole lot left, but hopefully you got to see your favorite team if you're into a great race. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.